Welcome back, Shallon Gators. I'm sorry it's been a minute since I've been here. I've been rocking and rolling. You know what I've been doing? I've been writing. I'm working on my romantic fantasy book, hoping to have it to you guys in your hot little hands this winter. And that's why my hair is in a bun, because you can't do everything, right? You can't slay every dragon. You can't be an A+ student in every single aspect of your life, especially when you're working on something big. I'm talking about this constantly in the Shalantrage. Something's got to give. And for me, I've decided it's hair and makeup. So listen, if you don't like my hair in a bun where I look like a light bulb, and I think I do, this is going to be a bad few months for you because you're going to be getting a lot of it. You're going to be getting a lot of this. But I promise at the end of this aesthetic nightmare, hopefully you'll get a book that you love. Welcome back. Okay. Today we're going to talk about Saudia Khan. What is going on? And I asked you girls on Instagram, what are your topics here? And I got so many completely different answers and questions. We're going to just try to cover as many as we can. There's not just one topic because there's not just one topic. So we're going to break it all down as much as I can because listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't watch her content. We'll talk about that in a hot second. But we're not going to do an exhaustive deep dive into her content anyway. That could potentially be for a different video. We're going to talk about the scandal that's happening right now with this influencer, TLDR. She's big fucking fake. But girls, before we get into Saudia, I have something so exciting to announce. A new retreat in Montana. I have been wanting to do this ever since I did the 4th of July retreat. I was like, I can't wait a whole other year to bring girls out here to beautiful Montana. We're going to do it again, October 22nd through 25th. Friendsgiving. It is the ultimate autumn girls getaway. Montana is so gorgeous in the fall. So gorgeous. And it's the kind of place you really have to see with a local. We're going to go country swing dancing with actual cowboys. We're going to go out to Paradise Valley. We're going to have beautiful lunches. We're going to have slow, relaxing mornings. We're going to have hot tub time in the luxury cabin that I've got for us. And more than anything, I called this Friendsgiving for a reason because the holidays are coming up and the holidays are either horrifically busy or they're so lonely. And a lot of times it's a mix. Like you're busy, but you are doing things that you don't care about with people you might low-key hate. It takes so long to make a quality soul sister friend. Studies show 2 to 3 years. I will give you that friend in 2 to 3 days because that's what I give you on retreats. Yeah, I curate these incredible experiences in beautiful locations, culture, history, fun, food, glam. But the real thing you come away with is friends for life. It's my most affordable trip of the year, and it's all inclusive. Basically, just get yourself here, and everything else is taken care of. So if you want a ready-made community of awesome chicks, come on over to Montana. The link's down below. And okay, before we get started on Saudia, we've got just a few words from today's sponsor. I'll see you.
It's spooky season, and I don't know about you, but to me, there is nothing scarier than going into a new fun season with a wardrobe I feel just sort of whatever-ish about. Vivaya is a celeb favorite brand that's committed to high-quality, stylish footwear made from recycled plastic bottles. So that makes them super light and breathable. I want to show you some of the styles I'm currently rocking. The Everly boot, I am obsessed with these. They are so lightweight, and I travel a lot, and I really can't travel with boots. They're just too heavy and cumbersome, and these can finally come with me. Plus, they're water repellent. The sole is super flexible, and let me show you how you can like DIY these. You're gonna die. Yes, matching leg warmers. This is such a cute look, such a cute way to change the style up. And you basically get 2 different shoes in one because now they look like tall boots and wear it with like a short little skirt. Look at these. These are called the Christina. They're like a ballet sneaker. Check this out. They're foldable. Are you kidding? How? They are also machine washable. When you see something satiny like this, usually you get one pumpkin spice latte drop on it and it's just game over. And you can DIY the laces, like change them up and customize them because we love a custom look. Okay, let me show you my new favorite sneaker. And I'm like not a sneaker person. Well, I am now. Look at aren't these beautiful? They are slip-on, so they're hands-free. I don't know when I stopped being able to like tie my own shoelaces, but I'm here. They're also anti-slip because it do be slick out there. Break hearts, not hips. So girls, if you're looking for comfort, style, and sustainability, check out Vivaya. And I've added my discount code and all that good jazz in the link below. Go ahead and jazz up your wardrobe and do something great for planet Earth while you're at it.
Saudia's. Girl. When I heard about this, I look at, as we all do, we look at everything through our own lens of experience. That's just human nature. And truly, we're all trying to reach like the Buddha enlightenment of looking at things completely neutrally. Great, good for you. I will say up front, I didn't know who this woman was. I'd never heard of her. I'm not like bragging. Like, I don't even know who she is. I'm saying that just to point out my own ignorance. I am all output. Okay. I am a YouTuber who never uses YouTube. I don't watch anything on YouTube. I don't watch anything ever. Really. I watch like history documentaries on Amazon Prime, and like that is literally it. So I had never heard of this person. So I tried to do a little bit of research as much as I could. But mostly I just kind of wanted to know your thoughts. So here's the TLDR. She's like 35 or 36. She's Muslim. She grew up in London, but she grew up in a super conservative Muslim household. She lives in Dubai right now. And her whole thing, she says she's a psychologist. She's not, by the way, she is not. We'll put a pin in all of these things. That's a lie. But she sells these extremely expensive, like $7,000, $8,000 coaching packages, I think primarily for men. And please tell me more about her in the comments. Like if you know a lot, which I'm sure you girls do because you know everything. And her whole ethos is high value woman. High value woman. I'm a high value woman. Lots of integrity. What is integrity? Let's just define the term, right? Because it's easy to say like that person has no integrity. And it's one of those words you're like, well, what does that mean? It means how I present to the world is who I am behind closed doors. It means that my actions in the world match my own self-beliefs and my morality, right? I can't say, I love animals. And then I'm like pulling on a cat's tail or something like that. I can't say, nature's the best. And then I litter. That is a person without integrity. You cannot say you are a woman of high integrity, high value, and then get caught in a voice recording saying you could suck that man's dick tonight if you wanted to that man's fiance. You can't say you're a high value woman when you're a mistress. Let's just start it. We could just end the video right there. I'm torn about a lot of this. I'm torn about a lot of this story. Like I said, I look at this through my own lens as a content creator and as someone who I put the vast majority of my life out on the internet, either here or Instagram or mostly in the Shallon Trash. And by the way, if you're not in it, join for free. You get a week free. Just come check it out. You'll be like, you share a lot. I do a lot of crying and a lot of deep dives. And we really like get into the nitty gritty. And if you can't come to Montana and you still want a community, it is there. And it's hundreds of girls. They meet up, they share things. It's the best. Anyway, I understand the risk that someone takes putting themselves out there. I get that. But to me, and I decided this very early on in my career doing this, even my career blogging, to me, it felt riskier to conceal. And there's a difference between something's private and something's secret. My body is private. It's not like tits o'clock on, I'm just not like that. I will never be topless. I'm on the internet. I'm just not that person. It's private, but it's not secret. A secret has a degree of shame. And very often that shame should be a messenger. That shame should be a signpost for you because that shame is appropriate. And I am going to make a bold statement here. If you're a side chick, if you're a mistress, you should be ashamed of yourself. Hold on. I am not saying this from a moral standpoint. I have said many times, I am not an ethical person. I am the dark triad. I can bend morality to my will, but I have a very strong sense of morality. Ethics and morality are different. As it has been explained to me, and you can fight me on this in the comments, but as my philosophy teacher in college explained it to me, ethics are what society decides the rules are, right? Is that unethical? That's why I say, is it unethical that we do this? Morals are more of an internal guiding system. I will murder. I will never litter. That is not ethical, but to me, that is moral. So I am always moving through life with my own sort of compass. And so I say, if you are a side chick, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not saying that from this puritanical, religious, or even like lionizing the institution of marriage and the bonds and the vow. Get the fuck. Why should you give a fuck about someone else's relationship? I mean, why should you stop yourself from going after a guy just because of the messiness in his relationship, right? I'm not looking at it from that standpoint. I'm not even looking at it from the standpoint of girl code, because fuck other girls. If a girl gets between me and something I want, you're as good as dead. I am saying be ashamed of being a side chick or a mistress because it's not good for you. I am the narcissist. I am the internet's favorite narcissist. I hope I'm the favorite. Because I deserve to be. It's a narcissism joke. I am always focused on the self. On yourself. Not what fucking society's going to say about you. Not even what your family and your friends are going to say about you. What you are going to say about you. And baby girl, you cannot look yourself in the eyes and say, I am proud of being a mistress. I'm proud of being a secret. Not private, a secret. I am proud of being lied to and lied about. I love this. I love this. I think there's a few women on earth who literally don't have a problem with this because maybe they're just wheedling so much money out of men that it's worth it. Good for you, bitch. Good for you, you Russian or Bulgarian. You know it's one of those. Good for you. You skinny, surgerized. I love this for you. But again, you cannot look me in the eye and say that you are fulfilled, happy, and I don't know what the word is. Self-actualized? Because to me, when you're in that position, you have put yourself on a clearance rack. That's what you are. You're on a clearance rack. And you have sold your soul to the devil in some sense. And you know what? I get it. For some women, that was worth it. They grew up in a Russian ghetto. They grew up on the slums of whatever cities exist in Bulgaria. I don't know. And so being a mistress was a hell of a lot better than just being a whore. It was better than dying in the streets. It was better than being married to an abusive man. Girl, I get it. I get it. These are outlier situations. These are outlier situations. Don't. So the issue I have with Saudia is not even that she's a side chick. Do whatever makes you happy. I really don't think you're going to be able to make a compelling argument to me that you are happy. That you are happy knowing the man you're in love with goes home to someone else. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That you're fine with this, that you understand. Why would you understand that? Why would you understand that? And you know, when I have watched some of my friends deal with married guys or guys, you know what's worse than a man with a wife he won't leave? A man with a girlfriend he won't leave, because you can do that over text. When there's no kids, there's no property, they don't live together. It's just, he can't be like, sorry, Caitlin, it's over, and be with you. And you are still twisting your mind into a pretzel to explain why that's okay and why he has to be there. You need to grow all the way up because, and I remember those friends when they're just hitting a wall because of course, and screaming and foaming at the mouth. And you know what they all say to him? To their hymns, their dudes? Do you know how lucky you are that I put up with this? No woman would put up with this. Wind that back. Then why are you? If he should be lucky that you're doing this, is this not setting off some alarm bells for you, girl? Why are you doing it? No man is worth your self-esteem. No man is worth your dignity. He's just not. And that should never be the price of admission into a relationship. And I think these men get us so underwater and upside down, and our low self-esteem just takes the reins the rest of the way. Then we're like, no, the course of true love never ran smooth. Yeah, no, it actually does. It does. And the bumps in the road are like, okay, we can deal with this. It's not like, and he's got a wife. No. So the problem I have with Saudia is that she is calling herself high value and she's doing the most fucking low value horse shit in the world. Sorry. She's also, like I said, she's not a doctor. She's not a psychologist. And this is what bothers me is like, again, you call yourself a high value woman and you can't just stand on business. I've never called myself a doctor. I don't call myself a life coach because I'm not. I'm just big sis. Okay. And I think we're like post degrees. I don't care if I get good advice from a therapist. And let me tell you, I have almost never gotten good advice from a therapist. I can count on one hand the number of times in probably 10 or 15 years aggregate therapy in my life that I have been like, wow, you just said something that changed my life. I have had huge breakthroughs from my friends, from TikTok, from Laura St. John, my mindset coach. I mean, just on a trillion. And if you want to try her content for free, there's a link right down in my description. You get the first week free. Binge it all. Shadow work journaling. I mean, a million different places, right? Sometimes you see a meme and you're like, oh my God, I've been living wrong. And something just hits you. Like it just hits you in a weird way. And you're like, so to me, it's unnecessary for her to pretend she's a doctor or a therapist or anything. It's unnecessary for her to pretend that she's anything. And it also just speaks to such low self-esteem that you do not trust Saudia in your messaging enough to be like, no, I'm not a doctor. No, I don't have a degree in this, but I'm right. Check. Name them. Name them. Run the receipts. I'm right. I have the guts to say that. Sorry, I have the guts to say that. And it's like, well, if you don't think I'm qualified, then don't fucking watch. Like, don't buy my things and don't be here. I don't blame you if you're like, no, I only want advice from a doctor. Sure, I get it. Sure. Perhaps YouTube is not the place for you. Perhaps my channel is not the place for you. I don't give a fuck. She's not that strong. Sorry to toot my own horn. Again, I'm a narcissist, but I'm not a coward. And I'm sure not a liar. Because the internet is undefeated. The internet's undefeated, you know? And when people were canceling me, trying to cancel me, they didn't pull up any lies. They pulled up things like, look what she said. You mean on my own YouTube channel that I edited and mixed for sound and added a theme song to? Look what I said. Yeah, what are you talking about? That's all you've got? Like there was no monster there was nothing. There was nothing because I knew going into this career, the truth will out. The truth will out. If I've got an arrest, if I've got a baby daddy who's got a wife or whatever, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. And it's just so foolish for her to go down this road of such lies and tomfoolery and shenanigans, quite frankly. Like, what a house of cards. How did she not go to sleep every night just like sweating bullets? I don't get it. When again, like, you know what she should do? She should, Saudia, listen to me. Whore school. You're welcome. Whore school. Whore school. Or if your audience is men, Mistress Academy. How to get a quality mistress. Bros, you want to cheat. You want to cheat, right? You want to cheat. I'm going to tell you how to find a girl who is going to be the exact kind of mistress you want, who's not going to do what I did to my dude's wife. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what pushed me to that point. I'm going to tell you what he did and the red flags in me that he should have seen, what he could have done to pacify me, to kick the can down the road a little bit longer, to make me think he was going to leave his Beyonce. I'm going to tell you how to do this. The only thing to do when you're caught is to lean in. It really is. People are willing to forgive an imperfect person. Very few people are willing to forgive a liar. I have found that. And your imperfections are what make you lovable and adorable. And that's why, like, I lead with how vicious and evil I can be. Because then what are you going to say? She's being mean. And someone's like, that's like her whole thing. Like, okay, did you not know that? Like, I don't pretend to be something I'm not. Why on earth would you do this career if you're just going to be fake? Go to corporate America. So let's see what some of you guys had to say. But I will say before we get into like what you guys had to say, this one creator I love, Anna Christina, I think she's German. She's blonde. She talks about black cat, golden retriever. I don't know if she made those terms up. Let's say that she did because I like her. She had something really I think, insightful. She's like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Basically, she didn't use that phrase. I think that's like a redneck American phrase. But like, just because, like, you have to separate the art and the artist, right? Like, Picasso is a perfect example. Do not send me down a Picasso rabbit hole, please. But I think we're living in this age where we expect not just to love something that people put out in the world, but the entirety of who they are. The entirety of who they are. And it's weird. It's like we are so hyper connected in the world and we see so much. We see things that truly, from our brain chemistry standpoint, we are never meant to see. We're never meant to see. Like, the average human throughout the entirety of history never encountered more than 10,000 people in a lifetime. An 11-year-old boy can pick up a phone and see more vaginas than a king would in a lifetime, and he can see it in 2 minutes. There's too much. And so you would think we would have more elasticity for people and their imperfection. And it's like, hey, I don't care who she is behind the scenes. I enjoy her message. I enjoy his music. I enjoy his art, whatever. But weirdly, the opposite has been true. If you have some theories on why that is, I would love to hear them. I feel like if you gave me a few minutes, I could noodle perhaps not. I would love to know why you think that is. Maybe we feel, for all of our connectivity, connectivity. I think a lot of people are really lonely. They're really lonely. Come to Montana, October 22nd through 25th. It's going to be amazing. Link in the bio. I think we're lonely. And when we latch onto a song, we have to go so full down that rabbit hole of that person and their life and what they wear and what they eat and their political messaging and blah, 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 and we have to just like zip ourselves into their skin. It's basically a parasocial relationship in some form. What if we were evolved enough to just not do that? And it's tough because, like, I hate Chris Brown. If he got hit by an Amtrak train tomorrow, great. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. The man is talented. The man has some talent. His songs are bops. What do you do? Like, what do you do? Do you listen to the music? I don't know. I think it's a case-by-case basis. But I think that is a better use of our brain power. Do I want to vote with my dollars and not listen to this band because they don't align with my political beliefs or whatever? I think that's a better use of your brain power than foaming at the mouth with rage that someone's message and their character don't add up. But you know what, though? I don't know if I agree. This is what's tough. I don't know if I agree with that. Because I hate a fake. I am just undoing everything I just told you. I hate a fake. And this is why I hate Ellen DeGeneres. And I was one of the first to be like, that woman's a psychopath. People tried to cancel me for it. Well. And the reason people hate her is not because, ooh, she's such a bitch behind the scenes, is because her whole persona is kindness. I'm so nice. I do funny, wacky games. You're a monster. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Have there been, and this is a safe zone, have there been people who've been canceled who are problematic and you're like, I don't give a fuck. I still like their movies. I still like their songs. I still like their this. Or there's some people that you're like, you know, it was just a bridge too far for me. Like, I will never listen to their stuff. I'll never consume their content. Like, I just can't. Because who they're fronting to be is so different, it grosses me out. And I think that both are right. Both are right. So let's get to some of your questions. So one of you girls, a few people were like, authentic people live their lives. They don't post on social media. And are we even surprised the Saudia thing has happened? Because everything has become a stunt on social media. And I heard that a lot when this happens. Like, oh, were you even surprised? I was. Because there's a spin for everything. Like I said, Board School, Mistress Academy, Saudia, I've just fixed your career. Do you need some help? Call me up. Pay me a lot of money. There is a spin for whoever you are. And to me, it's such bullshit to be out here saying, here's how to be an amazing version of yourself. It's, sweetheart, you don't even like any version of yourself because it's so deep in the shadows. And also, again, if the version of yourself is going off on someone's fiance, on your side man's fiance, I wouldn't like myself either. And I don't think that you should go to bed proud of yourself, because I think you're selling yourself really, really, really short, really short. Saudia is beautiful, beautiful, that hair. She's very well spoken. She doesn't seem like she can write though. And we haven't even touched on how she goes ballistic on people in comments. And she sounds almost illiterate. It's like just foaming, vitriolic. And she grew up in England. She speaks English. Okay. She's an English speaker. So no passes there. But it's like ghetto verbiage. Her texts don't make sense. It's very weird. I don't know someone who can speak well, who can't like write at all. It makes me think she's got a team writing scripts for her and she's just reading them, but I'm surprised she can read. I don't know. It's very odd. Those who shame other women usually have their own problems, and something about being self-righteous, but in reality being a snake. Yes. Yes. Let's talk about these self-righteous twats out here. Self-righteous girls, I just want to sit them down. I just want to sit them down and be like, number one, you are so incredibly off-putting. You are the least favorite person at any book club. Everyone hates you because you're perfect. You're Helen from Bridesmaids. You're the perfect bestie that, she's like, you're so perfect. No one likes you. Why? Because the mess makes somebody relatable. And there's a difference between like mess, and just like, hey, I am imperfect. I'm having a bad day. Because those vulnerabilities are basically footholds that people grab onto to climb up the mountain of you to reach the summit of your friendship. This metaphor was a bad idea. Stupid. And if you are just like perfect, there's nothing anyone can connect to, because they think, and you're probably making them think, that they have to be perfect to be around you. And if you're like us, high value, extremely discerning women, you see someone self-righteous as the weakest link in the chain, because confidence is quiet. The girl in the trendiest, most over-the-top outfit, she's the weakest person there. She's the weakest person there. The person who's the loudest, the weakest. And the person who's like the most perfect has the most to hide. I live in a small town full of cliquey, retarded bitches. And trust me when I say, the one who's doing the most judging and turning her little piggy nose up goes home to a mess. A mess. Because if you really feel good about yourself, that's just not required. You can actually lead with imperfections. I lead with an imperfection so that people can feel at ease. And that's something to connect with. So beware of people who present as perfect. Either they're a mess behind the scenes, and they might not be particularly like snotty about it, but they are not someone you want to be around because they're not honest. They're not honest with themselves. They're clearly not honest with the book club. And again, there's nothing to connect to. So please don't see your imperfections as bad things. They're actually probably the things your friends love the most about you. Like, you know what? She's not afraid to be vulnerable. And she can rage and express it and then pull herself together. And that gives me a container to be messy and rageful and imperfect and vulnerable also. Because if you're not making connections, the fuck is the point? Like, what is the point? Diana, this one is good. She's like, just like, be an adult and stop demanding role models. I love this. Stop demanding role models. Stop demanding role models. Is this a Disney Channel? I think that's really good. Like, be your own role model. Like, you want to look up to people, but the look up should be like, oh yeah, not like, oh my God. Like, it shouldn't be such an insane differential between where you're at and who it is you're looking up to. I think you want to focus more on surrounding yourself with people who are doing better, but they're not in this different stratosphere, because the bigger they come, the harder they fall. And if you lionize someone and you idealize them in your mind, what you are actually doing is demonstrating narcissism. That's what a narcissist does. They love bombing. I'm obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with you. We've been love bombed by friends. And they build you up and they hype you up and you feel like a goddess and oh my God. And then you have one bad day. You need something from them. You have a boundary. And they're flipping fucking tables, aren't they? They're not speaking to you. They're calling you names. They are devaluing you. They inflate you and then they cut you down. Are we doing that? Are we doing that? A lot of you girls are like mad. A lot of you girls are mad because you watched her stuff and you feel like you got conned. And I don't blame you. And I was trying to think like, what could come out about me that these girls would feel like, Shallon's a fraud. I don't know because I'm just messy for you. Like I don't, but there's also nothing. Like there's nothing, I don't know. I assume it would be something like this. Like I'm a married man's mistress. Probably something like that. But I would hope that if, my God, I was in that situation, which I would not be. Blanche Devereaux said it right on the Golden Girls. Well, I'm no fool. Man feels so guilty, gives all the really good gifts to the wife. She's right. She's right. I would hope that if I was in that situation, I would be able to just tell you guys about it and talk to you about it and just be really real with how on earth I got there. Because a lot of times you're the frog in the pot with these men wheedling you. They find you at a point where you're vulnerable, 100%, and they just turn the temperature up until you don't realize how down bad you are. And by the time you do, you don't feel like you have the guts to leave. I don't know, dude. I don't know. How to be authentic while still working on yourself? I think that's a great question because please do not confuse the word authentic with the word perfect. Very few people are looking for perfection. They really aren't. If they were, and if that was the central motivation for us when we made a friend, she's perfect. Have you ever said that? That's fucking weird. Or a guy. The population would have died out centuries ago and no one would be friends because it doesn't exist. You're looking for authenticity. You're actually looking for connection. And you might be saying, no, I'm looking for the perfect guy. Are you alone? I bet you are because he doesn't exist. You're not a perfect person. There's not a perfect friend. There's not a perfect job. There's not a perfect meal. There's not even a perfect animal. Well, there's all animals are perfect, but you know what I mean? Nothing. If you're looking for perfection, you are making a fear-based call right now. That's a fear-based assertion. And because your standards are just so high, that's why you don't have friends. That's why you don't have a relationship. No, it's just because you're afraid to put yourself out there. And you are afraid to be authentic and imperfect and messy and vulnerable and cry or be whatever. And so you're going to say, well, nobody's good enough for me. You're not good enough for you. You don't feel good enough for you. That's why you're having trouble making connections. The best people to be around, the best people at a party, the best guys are the ones who are just like happy in their skin, right? Even if they're not perfectly perfect. And if you think about like, well, I want to be perfect so that people will respond well to me. That's what makes a leader, right? Like they know everything. They have the answers. No, what makes a leader is you could boil it down to magnetism. And people have been writing books and doing treatises on truly what makes a leader for a very, very, very long time. They see something reflected in that person that is their own. They see a part of a mirror. Now, unless they too are perfect, that's not something they're going to respond to is perfection. They're not going to respond to that. If you want to be truly magnetic as a friend or as a woman, it comes with the vulnerability and the authenticity. The best conversations that you have, right, with like a new friend is the, me too, like that conversation. Like, no, I know. It's the I know conversation where you hit this breakthrough. Maybe it's about how you view the world or how you grew up or like some weird niche thing that you like. You're like, me too. Where, oh my gosh, I don't feel so alone now in this experience, this viewpoint, this trauma, whatever. I now have a mirror and now I'm connected to you. And what do we call this when you funnel it down? Yes, it is narcissism, but like the good kind. Well, yeah, it's the good kind. We're looking for ourselves in other people to reflect ourselves back to us so that we don't feel so insane, so that we don't feel like we're just a freak roaming the earth. So yeah, that's basically like a self-absorption. Okay, that's chill. That's just human nature, no big deal. But use that to your advantage and mirror people. That is like the key to persuasion. That's the key to a con. Mirror something back to someone. A lot of you guys are not surprised by this. A lot of you guys said she was a Regina George in sheep's clothing, trying to cater to men and acting condescending to girls. I saw through her narcissism, she all just seemed very obvious to be that sort, with all honesty. Yeah, she sucks. She said it doesn't hurt women when they get cheated on. It's what a weird thing to say. A lot of people said she's very racist against whites. Didn't like her from day one. Yeah, I don't like that either. I happen to be white. Proud of it too. Everyone should be proud of who they are. Several of you girls said how to spot someone like this, how to spot someone who is very clearly fake. I think a lot of it is intuition. I do. I think a lot of it is your intuition. And it's just an animalistic response. My intuition about people's character is very good. It's very, very good. And if you don't think that was, people have shamed me for it. And I don't mean like on the internet. I mean, people in my life have shamed me for my assessment. Really, Shallon? Really? You're going to think that about her? Just wait. You just wait. The amount of times I hear, you were right, in my life, it's enough for like 10 lifetimes because I am usually right. You develop your intuition by being first and foremost okay with being the bad guy every once in a while. I don't think I want to be friends with her. Why? She's so nice. Yeah. Just not a fit. Just didn't mesh. God. All right. 6 months down the line, you were right. She's a bad person. I know. You also don't develop your intuition by shaming, like wagging your finger back at your intuition, being like, well, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? You're being crazy right now. We love to talk about gaslighting. No one gaslights me more than I do. No one gaslights me more than I do. No one gaslights you more than you do. We are a gaslight machine. We're a gaslight machine, right? Because we want to be part of the tribe. That is part of our like tribal instinct. Like, shh, keep sweet, keep small, go with the flow. Don't get kicked out. Don't get kicked out. I guess I don't care. I don't know. I guess I don't care. I'm willing to be like, I don't like her. I don't like the situation. I think that's a scam. And I've learned to be just a little bit like more low pro on it because I look like a douchebag, but I don't look wrong. I might look like a douchebag. Give it time. I'll look right. And you probably will too. So I could do a whole larger video on intuition. Actually, that's not a bad idea. But for now, I would say, how do you spot people like this? Spend a lot of time alone, actually. That's probably my number one tip for intuition is just learn to hear your own voice. Because like I was saying at the beginning, we know too much for like how our brain has not caught up to technology by a long shot. Physical evolution is actually remarkably slow. It hasn't caught up to how much information we're inundated with. And so it's extremely important to give yourself the space to not constantly be hearing opinions of others and constantly be stimulated by others. I spend a lot of time alone. I live alone. I love it. And I'm just an only child. Like I just need a lot of alone time. And I don't think it's a coincidence that I have a really sharp, strong intuition because the dominant voice in my head is in fact my own. It's my own. It's not a celebrity's. Like I said, I don't consume YouTube. I don't watch a lot of things. I don't listen to a ton of music. If I do, it's like classical. So the voice in my head is not Mozart's. Probably should be. Wouldn't be bad. I give myself the space and I do little like micro things. Do I want a Diet Coke or do I want water? Do I want this or do I want that? And then I just do data analysis. Okay, I went with the shoulds. You should go to this lunch. You should go. And sometimes I'm like, fuck, I hated that. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad I went. And I go back to the voice that was telling me not to go. And I say to myself, was that fear or was that intuition? Based on the outcomes. Based on the outcome, was that fear or was that intuition? I logged the data point. Keep an intuition diary. Keep an intuition diary. When your inner voice is like, don't trust that person, don't do this, I don't want to do this, write it down and then record the outcome if you did or didn't do something. And if you find yourself going back to your brain and being like, I should have listened. What was going on? And then pull out what was going on in your life. Were you stressed? Had you just had a vexing lunch with your mom? And so you were just like on fire and everything was like fear brain. You're like, no! And you were just spinning out. Have you been on a good workout routine? Where are you in your menstrual cycle? I know this sounds like a lot, but what else is worth developing than our own inner voice? Than our own inner wisdom. That wisdom is the whole reason you're still on planet Earth genetically. That wisdom kept 4 generations ago from don't go up there. Don't go up there. And 10 generations ago, don't put your hand in that bush. Don't do that. This doesn't come from nowhere. And society and the media and the patriarchy and fuck the women in our life, they can be part of the patriarchy, will tell you, can you just be part of the tribe right now? Can you just go with the flow? Whose flow? Your flow? No, I'm going to go with my own flow. Because historically, I wasn't part of your tribe. I don't know who you are. You're new in this to me. I am millennia old. I am 10,000 years old. That voice in my head is older than this book club. So no. When you have the courage to be a little outside the norm, you can really figure out who you are. Do you guys want to keep talking about this? We totally can. What else? What did I not say in here? What bubbled up? Yeah, what is it? What's the fun? What do you want to talk about? And next time we're going to talk about, I think I have to do a video about Elizabeth Gilbert, the Eat, Pray, Love lady who is writing a whole book about how she wanted to murk her girlfriend. I might have to put that on the Shallon because we're going to be talking murder and YouTube will demonetize things and get super pissy about it. So I'll put that on Shallon. I'll let you know. And just if you're new, it'll be the first week's free. So come and check it out. Nothing to lose if you just want to watch that video and dip. Totally fine. But in the meantime, please come and join me in Montana. I would love to see you. I think I'm so personally excited about it. I love to show people Montana. It's the most perfect, beautiful time of year. If you just want a good, basic bitch fall getaway, we're going to have slow mornings, adventurous afternoons, not too heavy because I'm not rugged. It's going to be perfect. And we can also tailor the itinerary together. It's our trip. So go ahead and click down below and we will see you next time, ladies. I'm going to have some good videos for you coming up. I promise. I love you.